That's the goal.
Trekker, evo, promenili smo lokaciju i sad smo ovde u Bodega Lanzaga. It's Lanzago. Lanzago. From Rioje we come to Lanzago. Mathiass is our host. Mathiass, this is very nice. I was here in 17, but always happy, you know. It's very nice winery, you know. It's like all this architecture, like environment in the nature, you know.
Yes, I guess you had troubles finding it because so secluded. It's not easy to find, really. Not even a post sign to show you where we are, really. And I think this is one of the characteristics of the work of Telmo and Pablo is first and foremost try to like melt with the landscape. Don't impose something. Work the land as it was worked for generations. And respect. I think respect is a very important work, and recuperation. So what we usually do is to see how the people worked in the different areas, learn how to use the varieties, the local varieties, the spacings, everything related to vineyards obviously is handed down generation by generation, and what we do is to try to improve what's already known, right? And also with architecture. Usually, next time you visit, we go to Galicia, and we've recuperated a beautiful farmhouse. Well, it was completely derelict, so we tried to renovate to recuperate. Here in Lanzago is a bit different. We didn't recuperate an old house, but we tried to build this winery the most, the best way, blended into the landscape. If you have a bird's eye view, you will hardly see that there's a building here. So we're with grass covering the roofs. There is absolutely no full cement element here. The walls, they are pressed earth. You know, if you figure the walls, they're already decaying. This is because it's earth. It's really pressed earth. And we also work with the staves, like they recuperated the old barrels and covered the walls with the old barrel staves there. So that's a part of the philosophy behind here.
When is the building winery here?
This was in the 2000s.
2000?
I mean, it's in the decade of the 2000s. They started it. So it's about 16 years old, the winery.
I know that you have for Bodega Lanzaga when I was first time 17 with Oscar in some small village. It's a place in the cave. It's
this is Oyauri.
Yes. Yeah, where is the Las Beates, Tabuernica, La Estrada, and El Velado.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, this is like. It's
fantastic wine, but very small allocation.
Very modest place, but sometimes the modest places are the best. It's basically a cave, an old cave carved by generations of wine growers hundreds of years ago in the village of Oyauri. And the way that cave, that winery was thought or designed, that's the same way that this winery here in Lanzago was designed.
Give some technical information about Bodega Lanzaga, how many hectares, how many different positions, how many wine you produce.
Great.
You know.
Yes, sure. Well, in Bodega Lanzaga, we work 24 hectares of own vineyards in the village of Lanzago, where we are right now. From these hectares, we produce several wines. Well, we have 2 single vineyard wines, which are La Estrada and El Velado. We have our main wine, which is Lanzaga. And we produce also LZ, which is like a village wine, but made the way the locals really like to drink and the way it was made in the past. And then we have one wine which
Corriente?
Is the second everyday wine we produce here. But this is not only with own grapes, but also with some grapes from buyers, from growers, sorry. And then we have 2 wines in La Bastida, and that's Las Beatas and Tabuernica. These are 2 single vineyard wines. In total, in La Bastida we have 6 hectares. So in total, 30 hectares of own vineyards.
Nice. How many is total production?
150,000
Because
More
I
or
know for
less
this single vineyard
150
it's about
to
1,500,
Yes.
2,000 bottles, something like that. Yeah.
Basically, it's one footer. Single
Yeah.
vineyards is one vineyard, one footer. That's basically what we have.
Not so many wine trackers, you know. This is why we can get more, you know.
Yes, very few bottles, unfortunately.
But what about the climb here? You know, it's because we have this the Sierra, yeah.
That's Sierra Cantabria. That is very important here. Here we have, like you can see, the bushes, the vegetation, the trees. This is kind of a Mediterranean vegetation we have. And behind the Sierra Cantabria, it's Atlantic. It's very, very different. A lot of rainfall happening behind the Sierra,
yeah.
and just the chain of mountain, it blocks that rain. So we have much less rainfall here, about 500 liters per year.
Yeah, it's like a natural barrier.
Natural
you know.
barrier,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, today it's very nice day. Yeah.
Today is perfect to be here.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah.
Nice
But
breeze.
okay, it's about Bodega Lanzaga, but I need to mention because we all speak because Mathiass is the head for the selling for the all wines and for Rioje and for Lanzaga for the Telmo. And I must to say this is very important because this new vintage of Bassa 25,
Yes.
it's 30 years of the Bassa, you know.
Imagine 30 years.
Yeah, for me it's very important because it's the first wine which I start to import, you know.
Yes.
2010, I think it was the
2010 you
vintage, first vintage when we start to import the Bassa, you know. It's been 50 years, you know.
Very important wine. It's a,
Yeah.
I think it's very honest product. It's just a beautiful, nice expression of Verdejo and Samura in the region of Rueda. One of the door openers, I think, for Spanish white wines on the international scene. I know, for example, in Switzerland and Germany, that was just a boom. Well, I know from hearing it, I
Yeah.
wasn't there a long time ago, 1996 when it started, Bassa. Yes, so yeah, it's also something I think very typical for Telmo and Pablo is that they make not just the high-end top single vineyard wines, but also wines for every day, wines for every wallet also. So we have a nice range.
We can say if you, I think it's okay just to people who looking this, they don't know how many Telmo have position area, wine area in Spain and how many wines produce. I know, you know, that we are working, for example, wines from Valdeorras, you know, like Gaba, like Branco de Santa Cruz. You have Toro, Gago, you have from Malaga.
Exactly.
You have also from Ribera Matallana, which I can't buy anymore because you sold to the Bordeaux.
Well, we can talk. We can talk.
Yeah, no,
For you, we can
also,
talk.
it's how many? 7, 8 position, you know.
Well, it's 8 regions in total. So we work, yes.
To don't forget, one of my favorites, Credos. I like Garnacha from Credos, Zeta.
Beautiful one. We love
Yeah,
Zeta as well. Yes, the Pegaso. That's the Pegaso project in Sierra de Gredos, exactly. So we have an organic, easygoing Monastrell from Alicante.
From Alicante, yeah.
This would be like the Bassa in
Almuvedre.
red.
Yeah, Almuvedre.
And then really the focus is on the northwest of Spain. So Rioja, Ribera del Duero, Sierra de Gredos, Valdeorras, Toro. These are really the regions where the main focus is. In total, we do maybe 30 wines.
Oh.
Plus wines.
It's enough, it's too much. We can have some wines for our market, you know, but we can do everything, you know. We go to round to taste something. What is the idea?
Yeah, we can just have a quick look.
Let's
the scenery
go
here around.
Yeah.
I can, well, from here I can explain.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about the Sierra Cantabria. The other very important mountain range is on the other side there. So this is Sierra de la Demanda. This is very old mountains. Sierra Cantabria is in Europe. This is very old. There's like the Spanish meseta starts basically there. So Spain, you know, is a country, is like the highest country in Europe. Madrid is over 500 meters altitude, and from there basically you are at 700, 800 or more meters of altitude. So this is the other natural barrier of the Ebro Valley. So the Ebro flows in the center, close to us. Here we are on the left bank of the Ebro, which in terms of soils is basically calcareous clay soils, really job quality soils, more the yellowish soils. And the particularity we have here in Lanzaga is, look, this is one of our vineyards there on the plateau. Here we're on a plateau, and the particular thing is here we are on a plateau of sandstone, red sandstone. So the soils here are red soils, quite rare in the region of the left bank of the Ebro River. Very important.
How many vineyards you have here near to the bodega?
We have over 50 plots.
50 plots.
50, over 50 plots in Lanzaga. And what we can see here, even from here, I think
it's mainly Tempranillo?
Everything. That's why I just wanted to say that here is a good example of the old work of Spanish wine growers that Telmo and Pablo are kind of taking on, and this is the field blend. So we don't do just a vineyard with one variety or one clone. What you do is recuperate the original cuttings from the old vineyards and plant in field blend. That means different varieties in the same plot, mixed. Not one row of Garnacha, one row of Tempranillo. It's really mixed. So this is the traditional way of working here. Even we are going a step further, the grafting, we have to graft because there's phylloxera, so now we can't do 100% Vitis vinifera grapes. We graft on old rootstocks. So, and we do this in the vineyard. Hardly anybody else is doing that. So we don't send the material into a nursery and there in the black box they graft it, and we then plant the grafted bud. No, what we do is plant first the rootstock, and then 1 or 2 years later we graft in the vineyard the Vitis vinifera. Always dry farmed, bush vines, the natural spacings.
This is very nice, the grass on the roof,
Natural,
Natural
isolation as well.
Isolation, yeah.
You see the walls there?
Yeah.
In fact, you see 2 walls. That was a road. It's like the highway from the in the past. That's where
This is the old road, yeah.
the horse carts from the village of Lanzaga, the wine growers, they came here with their animals and their stuff, and they traveled from the village to the vineyards using these roads. Now they are abandoned. We just try to recuperate these walls as well. This was an abandoned vineyard. It's planted new. So we recuperate the walls, we recuperate the grape material. Again, recuperation is like the key.
Yeah.
Go upstairs and then we go down again. One thing you see, it's all concrete. It's all concrete tanks. Raw cement, no
sad
covered with
ovdje kako
epoxy.
ovi drugačije rade. Je kapiraš? Ovo više kao ide beton, francuski stil. Neće da ide na odležavanja, kao da mu treba da odležava u buretu toliko dugo. Drugačije se bave, drugačija filozofija.
So this is, in fact, here is now similar to the old winery in Oyauri. So what we've seen in the old winery in Oyauri is that there was 2 levels. So one for the arriving grapes, like the first floor. They dump the grapes by gravity, no hose, into the tanks. So that's what we have here, first floor. And open vat fermenters, like we have here. Just difference is that we use here cement and very few oak fermenters, open top fermenters.
Completely different philosophy than Rioje.
Well, Rioje doesn't have a lot of
cement.
Cement.
No, but say different philosophy.
Yes, different philosophy.
Yeah.
Yes, different philosophy. So yes, it's great to work here. It's just perfect. You have the big lids There is no danger that you have to climb up and down ladders. You have everything controlled. You can see, you can do the pump overs from above. You can do the pigeage from above. Very handy to work. And yeah, and then we have the cement tanks, not only for fermentation, but also for aging. So the LZ, for example, it's aged completely in these cement vats here.
Is here aging for LZ, Corriente?
Corriente is aged in barrels.
In the barrels.
Yes.
Here only
barrels.
LZ?
Here only LZ, yeah. So the Corriente is in the other cellar where we've just on the roof. We've been on the roof of a cellar. So that's the aging cellar.
The single vineyard is in this village.
And the single vineyard is in Rioje.
Lanzaga?
Lanzaga here.
Here, yeah.
Lanzaga aged in food.
That means LZ and Lanzaga it's aging here, yeah.
Yes. LZ, Lanzaga, Corriente is aging here.
Here, okay.
Yes, and the single vineyards, they have their proper
Special location,
Special location, yes.
Special location, small quantity, but fantastic.
Yes, beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
Well, here's nothing, like any serious producer, you pick by hand, you work sorting tables, you do everything to have like the best quality grapes going into the tanks. 50% is above ground. And we have to use these bunker walls because we're facing south, and in summer it's getting quite warm. And still, apart from the natural cooling being underground, we still use the cooling system to have it like as good as possible in terms of climate.
Yeah.
Cellar climate.
In terms of war, in case of war.
In case of war is not bad.
Što ćete problem?
Yes.
Do you heat it in the winter?
No. Here we wouldn't heat. No, this is really only for aging. Here. So it's the idea is to have as little temperature changes as possible. Yeah. So we would have Corriente aging in the 225 liter barrels, all French wood, and Lanzaga is aged in the fooders. This is Lanzaga. LZ we've seen in the fermentation building, and then the single vineyards there in Oyauri. This is a nice map. So there we have some of our plots. So all of these numbers, each one is a single plot. So you can see already how many plots we have just in this area. We have 3-man areas. This is called zona media, like the middle area, which is basically El Monte. We call it El Monte, the hill. Then we would have below, going to the river, we would have the lower area, and then we have the upper area, which is going further to the mountains, where there are like some of the oldest vineyards in Lanzaga. They are in fact up there. And up there we would have the single vineyards El Velado and La Estrada. Yeah. And here we can see that the two main soils, we have these red soils here, which are, we call them areniscas. Areniscas means sandstone from the Miocene. And the slopes, these are these calcareous clay soils, well, margas, Mars we call them. Yes?